The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Cash. Los Angeles.
Rock and roll. My money.
When will they stop?
Well, now. Long Beach, clear skies.
And now, on with the show.
And good weekend to ya. We had a holiday this weekend, so you have to be re-rested. And here we are Saturday and Sunday mornings for you right here on KLBP. I'm Danny Lemos.
I'm Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray.
And today on the show, it's going to be turning into a Let's Give to Others show. And we didn't plan it that way. It's just that our guests that are showing up have all great reasons for wanting to reach you, the listener. Right. So stay right here.
And also a woman who raves every night with senior dogs. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm interested.
Stay tuned.
And local caterers are leading the way in sustainability, and we're going to hear more about that.
All great stuff. But first, to start off with, our treasurer, our board treasurer, Jeannie Kyle, reached out to me regarding an individual she heard because we were talking about great causes that we can promote here on the radio show. And so she introduced us to Richard Foss, who's the executive director of Collage, a place for art and culture. And at first it sounded like a great idea. Then as soon as I dove into the information on the website, I realized it's a terrific idea to invite you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Here. I would like to pretend that I am an absolute morning person and the perfect person for a morning show, but that would be a terrible lie.
We're all about honesty here.
Well, it's fantastic. One of the things I found was that your organization is about providing students, music students, with instruments. Would that be the main point of it? Or just one of the things that you do?
It's one of the several things that we do, but it's one of the core things that we do. To let you know a little background, I have been organizing concerts, literary events, etc., around Greater Los Angeles for in the neighborhood of 40 years.
Wow.
And a lot of it has been around music, but not entirely. I'm a culinary historian, and I've organized culinary history events, literary events, all sorts of things, but really music is one of the things that I love the most. And with particular emphasis on something, there's a particular emphasis that came in on something, which was when one of my kids was in school, they were having a great deal of difficulty, the kind of difficulty that teenagers go through with depression, questions of identity, etc. And the thing that gave my daughter a reason to live was music, was that each week she could look forward to another week toward the days when she would be collaborating with other musicians, toward when she would be able to make things happen with other musicians. And that was literally her reason to live at a time when she was dealing with self-harm, when she was dealing with suicidal ideations. Music was her purpose.
Well,
and it was through music, through that collaboration, that she made it through. And as such, what I started doing was having jam sessions at my house. And I invited everybody in the Miracosta High School Jazz Band, the school that she was in. So every other Saturday, I would make dinner for 20 hungry teenagers, then turn them all loose in my living room with instruments. And I would invite musicians who were established to come in and play along with them. So they were playing with someone who was outside of their little echo chamber.
That's awesome.
And from watching that and from watching how kids flourished, there was a kid that showed up every time, played almost anything you put in front of him, and unfortunately, 2 years out of school, he committed suicide because the only way he had managed his depression was through music. Now, my daughter is alive and well and happily living with her fiance, a guy she met through band. And I have watched what happens with people who have that music in their life and people who don't.
You know, it makes kind of sense because somebody who's depressed, you can't play music without being present in the present moment. So then having others around you that are responding to your language, in a sense, your musical language, I get it. Why that would lift you out of depression. That's awesome.
Well, you can play music without being in the moment if you're playing in a kind of a robotic way, the way that some people do who have learned certain methods that are really not about the soul. It's about play each note on this page exactly as it's supposed to be. But if you're really a musician, no, you have to be in the present, and it lifts you out of yourself. And as such, one of the things that I decided to do when I got a chance to open a space over in San Pedro as a concert and literary event space, I decided that part of our charitable purpose as a California 501c3 nonprofit was going to be to get musical instruments not only into the hands of schools, but into the hands of graduating students.
Wow.
So that the graduating students don't lose their music. Because when a student graduates, the school, they've lost the place they've been playing, the people they've been playing with, because they're all going to go to different colleges, and then the school says, give the instrument back.
Right.
And at that point, you've been robbed of everything at once, all of your ability to play at once. And that's at the same time, for any high schooler who graduates, they've been told where to be, when, with what books, since they were a baby. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now figure this out for yourself. Figure out life for yourself.
Right.
And they don't have the experience of organizing their life. They don't have the experience of going outside a school framework to find other musicians, other artists, other people that love poetry. So for all of these things, we try to be a central point. We try to be a hub. Both at Collage and at the schools to which we give instruments. And we've given away over 200 musical instruments at this time.
Whoa.
And every instrument that we give is examined and, as needed, professionally refurbished. We have an excellent relationship with an organization right here in Long Beach. Shout out to Long Beach Woodwinds and Brass.
Oh, yeah.
That does
Fantastic.
repairs for us and has been very generous with their time in helping to evaluate instruments. And as a result, we've been able to get instruments, and it started out, of course, with students, high school students. But then I started getting other requests, both from middle school students. It's like, oh, hey, somebody gave us this 3/4 size violin. That'll work for a middle school student. So we start answering those questions. And then we get adults. And relatively recently, we even have been giving 2 teachers. One thing that happened a while ago is that someone brought a musical instrument to us, which is a mandolin, not an instrument that you tend to think of in a high school music program.
Yeah, you're right.
And I got a good look at the mandolin and called her up and I said, do you realize that you just gave us a 1918 Gibson mandolin that's worth about $8,500?
Whoa.
And she said,
Wow.
yes, it's been sitting in the corner of my house for a long time. Find someone great to receive it.
Isn't that
Oh,
fantastic?
So
wonderful.
I called the Los Angeles Bluegrass Society, got the president of the organization on the phone, and I said, do you know any teachers who need an instrument? And it took him like 3 seconds.
Wow,
because he said,
that's great.
yes, I know a teacher who has a disabled daughter. Every dime he makes is going toward her care, and he's got a crack in his mandolin. So I found out where he was going to be at the Topanga Banjo and Fiddle Contest, went up to the valley to the Topanga Fiddle and Banjo Contest, found him, walked up to a stranger I had never met, and gave him an $8,500
Wow.
mandolin.
Did he know what he
Yeah,
got?
really.
If he was a mandolin player, he probably did, right?
I opened up the case, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh my God, may I touch it?" And I said, "As of right now, it's yours."
Oh,
That is so
that's
great. What a great
fantastic.
story.
That's
So-
fantastic.
Now, you say we, so obviously it started with you, but you have other folks helping you in this endeavor?
We live and breathe on the assistance of volunteers, on the assistance of some other people who are our actual board and staff. Yes, we need help because it's a big job to do this, and we need people to help us with outreach. And we have some. We need more because it's hard to get the word out that you're here, and then people don't believe it. It's like, well, what's in it for you? And it's like, well, what's in it for us is keeping people alive, keeping people
Right.
engaged in the arts. You're doing a little something for society here.
You know, I think it'd be a great opportunity maybe to collaborate on an event with y'all and then put it live on the air. That's what we bring to the table.
Yeah,
we
that's-
Love that.
We love doing that.
We'd be delighted
I think
to
it would
do
be great.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
take his name and phone number. No,
Yeah.
Don't let him out.
One of the other things that we want to do is outreach in the senior community, because in the very same sense that when students graduate college, they are directionless. There are a lot of adults who retire and suddenly discover that their life was their job. And
Right.
they're not working anymore. And what are they going to do? And maybe they used to play music. Maybe they used to write poetry. Maybe they used to do other things. Well, we want to find those people, and we want to invite them to be part of the multi-generational community that we're working to build.
And it's such a great
Wonderful.
thing to do, to offer opportunities like that for seniors who don't normally organize themselves around other folks. That's great. That's one of my pet passions is getting people out of their house to come together. And I do it through the dog parks.
Yeah. As I remember, as anyone being interviewed on a radio station, I'm supposed to mention our website at least 5 times.
Here's number 1.
Yeah, if anybody
Yes.
wants to know more about this, go online to collageartculture.org. And yes, if I had it to do over again, I would have picked a shorter URL. But this is the kind of thing you figure out once you've already done it.
You know, it's one person's passion that starts things like this. I'm so impressed about when that nugget happened for you, when you said, we can make this bigger. Was it around helping one person, your daughter, or was another student? I'm always interested in how people get the brainstorm to expand a program, and then suddenly it gets feet and it starts walking.
When you've been doing something on an informal basis and realize that there is such a large need for this, that this has to be done, and I have to start trying to assemble a team to do it because we can do it better. And registering as a nonprofit, this is actually the 3rd nonprofit on which I've been on the board. I'm still on the board of the Culinary Historians of Southern California, used to be on the board of the Los Angeles Science Fantasy Society, the world's oldest and largest science fiction organization. And I just helped start another nonprofit, the St. Ives Historical Society. So yes, 4 boards.
Wow.
That's
great.
Only
So
2 now.
You're not sitting around with your feet up, I can tell.
Right.
The great inventor, R. Buckminster Fuller, said, "I seem to be a verb." And yes, there are some people where you make things happen. And I don't know how to not engage with the community. Once you've been helped by communities, once you've seen the help that people in communities can do, I really don't understand how you don't start a community or find a community.
Yeah, it's great to hear from people that are so involved in our community.
Right.
And we started talking about things national. And about 3 months ago, we shifted into local stories and opened the door to people like yourself. And
Right.
it's been so rewarding.
There's so much happening that you don't
Absolutely.
know about unless somebody digs it up and
this
gives
is-
you the info.
When I read about your organization, I thought there are 5 people that I know that would love to be involved with this. They're
Yeah,
former teachers,
I've already
musicians.
texted one.
I'd like to meet all 6 of them.
And if you have an instrument and you're listening right now and you've got something laying in the garage or collecting dust in the back of the room, get in touch with them and give it a new life.
That's your cue for the website.
No,
Hit it again.
I love my...
that's collageartculture.org,
Yeah.
but I have to say, no pianos, please. Everyone wants to give away pianos.
Of course.
I don't have a place to store them.
yeah.
But-
we live in a very mobile society.
guess.
And people want a keyboard because that you can pack
Right.
up and move in
Oh, I see,
10
yeah.
minutes. A piano you have to have professionally moved. Once you move it, you have to have it
Tuned.
tuned,
Oh, yeah.
etc. And yes, the only people that really love the classic wood and ivory pianos are classical musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, if people want to give away pianos, there are meeting halls and churches that want them. But it's very hard to find individuals that do. I actually do keep a list where if somebody tells me, hey, I have a piano, I'll pay to move it to somebody else's house. I have to get it out of my house. I take the list and we send over a piano tuner to take a listen to it, because before I offer it to anybody, I want to know that if I'm offering it to someone, I'm offering something they'll be able to use.
Right.
That's fantastic.
But there are all kinds of ways. I remember hearing that during a garbage strike in New York, there were people who would gift wrap their garbage and then leave it on their front seat with the car unlocked. And it was always, I think
Do that with a piano.
People might do that with a moving van and a piano.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you look up Wile E. Coyote on the internet, you can get rid of
Right,
the
there you go.
Dropping pianos on passing carnivores is not really
Do not
a good
try this
idea.
at home.
Yeah, don't try
Don't
that.
try
No,
this.
that's-
Anywhere
KLPP
else
doesn't
either,
support the
yes.
use of
When is
pianos.
the next time that people can either come and visit or be involved in an event? Is there something planned coming up?
We have an acting group. We have an acting group that does rehearsals and workshopping acting every Monday. We have some kind of music program going on every Wednesday. Oh, and I forgot to mention our Sunday ukulele sessions, where if you play the ukulele, come on over and do that. Third Sunday of the month. collageartculture.org.
That's great.
That's 3.
We do a lot of programs. Like I mentioned, tonight we're starting the first in an open mic poetry series. We've had improv acting series. We've had art classes. I'm
Wow.
looking for a new art teacher. We had an art teacher who was fantastic, but she accepted a job in Culver City and doesn't have time to do it anymore because of the commute.
Oh, wow.
So we want to get back because in my daughter's case, music was the organizational principle for her life, the thing that gave her the reason to go on. For other people, that might be poetry. For other people, that might be some other form of graphic art. It might be comics. It might be anything. We want to do programs that are going to be reaching out to all of them, to having them know that, hey, there are other people out there that love this thing, and I can get together in the same room with them. And that's one of the problems, though, is that during the pandemic, a lot of people got very used to all their social contact being online, and they literally don't understand how much exciting it can be, how much more exciting than online it can be to
Right.
be in the room where
Isn't
it
it true?
happens.
That
That's
energy.
a good name for a song. I'm going to write that. But
It absolutely is. You're right.
be in that energy. So we do a lot of different programs, and depending on what you're interested in, any given day, week, or month, might have something that would interest you.
It's fantastic.
And if we don't have something that would interest you, contact us and let us know what that might be, because maybe either we'd be interested in you teaching it, or we can find someone else who will.
So for somebody who was inspired by listening to you just now, where can they email you?
Well, if you go to collageartculture.org, there's an email us tab, and you will get it either to the info tab, or there's another one for me, richard@collageartculture.org.
And 5.
And that's the way I get
So it
my
was great.
numbers in.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. Thank you so much. We're out of time now, but please, let's stay in touch and see if we can collaborate on some events
I think that's
regarding
a
this
wonderful
music.
Oh, thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you.
so much.
For what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing, because we all need ways of connecting on a purely local basis.
I agree.
Right,
It is
absolutely.
so
That's why we're here.
difficult. Just try looking on the internet for a plumber with your own city. You'll be getting stuff from people halfway to Nebraska.
right.
That's true, yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
We
That's
need ways
awesome.
to be local, and radio is still local.
All right. Well, thank you so much
Thanks
for
a
coming
lot.
on in. And now it's time for a little music.
Yeah, this is funny that we're talking about music.
Exactly.
This is a guy, Joshua Ray Walker, and this is from his new album. Joshua Ray Walker was diagnosed with what he thought was terminal cancer. He produced this album, and the song that he's performing here is called Stuff, because he was worried about how he was going to get rid of all of his stuff when he passed away.
I wondered.
However, he got a better diagnosis later on, and now he's healthy as can be and continuing his journey in music.
And I gather kept all this stuff.
I was going to say, does he have any stuff?
He still has his stuff. So this is Stuff from Joshua Ray Walker. That's Joshua Ray Walker, and he's talking about his stuff.
It's a great song. Mornings on the Beach for your Saturday, Sunday mornings right here. Danny Lemos.
Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray?
And we get emails all the time. And this show is sort of turning out to be a Thanksgiving give to others theme in some ways, whether it's giving back to the planet or whether it's giving to people that need. And boy, are we talking about a need at this time of this year, especially. And we heard from Nekaya Carter. She's the president of the Long Beach Realtist Association, and she's got an event coming up. Welcome to the show, Nekaya.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me first what a realtist is.
Sure. A realtist is a Black real estate professional. We weren't allowed access, or anyone of who wasn't non-white. I mean, who was non-white wasn't allowed to access NAR, the National Association of Realtors. So back in 1947, realtist was invented.
I had no idea.
So yeah, that's what a realtist is.
I knew it had something to do with that, but wow, that's a part of the story I didn't know. So your group has come together for this community giveaway. Tell us more about what is planned.
Absolutely. So this Sunday, November 16th from 12 to 3 p.m., we teamed up with the only Black-owned grocery outlet on 7th Street. And we are giving away 200 vouchers at a $25 value to 200 families. Wow. And so it is sold out already, and we already have 55 people on the waiting list. And so we are super excited. But yes, this is the time to give back. So we just wanted to make sure we brought this to the Long Beach community. And we're just super excited to be able to be in a position to give back.
Well, there's so much that you're unveiling. For one thing, I feel kind of embarrassed that we only have one Black-owned grocery store in Long Beach.
I thought they were
I know, but it's also a great thing.
Say more.
Yeah, so it is owned by Kia Patterson. She actually she's owned that grocery outlet since 2019, I believe, in Long Beach. And she started her career after working at Smart and Final for 18 years. She opened the first one in Compton, California. And she's also a woman. So yes, a woman.
We love it.
And so, she's been owning that particular store right there off 7th, Poston, Nebraska, since 2019 now.
I've shopped there since probably 2019.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorite stores to go because they have a great selection of nuts. I don't know. They do. And
especially when you're there.
I fed you that line.
Yeah, you did.
So, Nekaya, obviously you have enough to do as a realtor, right, when you're working in that way. But how did this idea for this community fundraiser come around?
So the Realtists are new to Long Beach. Actually, we were just founded August of 2023 in Long Beach, right? So we brought it to Long Beach, and I am the second president, first woman president. And so I actually have been getting a lot of support from the Port of Long Beach locally. And so I was thinking when I found out that Kia actually owned the grocery store, because I just found out myself earlier this year, I was like, you know what? We want to do a holiday event. We want to give back. How about we try to do a Thanksgiving turkey drive and actually give away the actual turkeys? And I was like, you know what, let me put this. So it was my brainchild. Like, let me see what I can do. Let me pitch it to the port and let me see what they say. And so that's how it happened. They said, yes, we'll support you. And then from there, we're also sponsored by City National Bank. We're also sponsored by Wells Fargo. And so a couple of other sponsors have come in as well to support. And so we're going to have vendors out there. We're going to have a DJ out there. And of course, they can choose to spend the voucher that day, and it does not expire until December 31st. So if they can't shop on Sunday, they can come back and shop.
Talk about a timely giveaway with all these people waiting for their extension of their SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow, this is really great. So well timed.
And that happened to be just a coincidence because I submitted to the port back in May. This was my brainchild in May because they have a certain cycle.
Yeah.
And so, but no, it's even more, like I said, rewarding now just to be a blessing for the families.
For community organizations, the port always has that availability for you to get online and see if you can get a community event funded by them. And she's mentioning that grant cycle. We've been partaking of those grant cycles since we signed on. Yeah, so it's really fantastic.
It sounds like you really got some good momentum going for this year. So I would think that maybe next year will even be bigger, right?
Absolutely, yes. We're super excited. Hopefully we can give out, 500, 1,000 vouchers.
That'd be awesome.
So, that would be great. Definitely want to keep it going. It's only the first year, but, hopefully it lasts forever.
That was great. And once again, I want to underline the fact that anybody who's got an organization out there, reach us, info@klbp.org, and we'll do our best to get you on the air and get you some publicity. That's what a community radio station is all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's all about music, too.
And we're going to listen to a couple gals that we love around here, Larkin Poe, and a song called Mockingbird. Okay, that's Larkin Poe and Mockingbird.
We love him.
Yeah.
Or her.
It's sisters. Two sisters.
They're great too.
Yeah, they're great too. Yes.
Well, with a name like Larkin.
You're a real fan, I can tell.
Can you tell? I'm beet red at the moment. Anyway, Mornings on the Beach with Danny Lemos right here.
Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray.
And Melanie brought someone to our attention, a couple folks.
I did. About a month ago, I went to the Art Theater and saw 3 short films that were locally produced, independently, people we know from about town. And I was so impressed with them that I decided to have the writer and the creators
very cool.
all here with us.
Awesome.
So welcome to the show. First of all, we've got Dana Buchanan. And Dana was somebody who was, believe it or not, at the foundation of this radio station.
I
very
remember.
integral.
Yeah.
So you've been a KLBB partner since the very beginning. And we've got filmmaker Mia Moraes is with us on the phone. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, I loved the movies because it's about. Tell us what the films. Why don't you tell us what the films were about?
Dana, did you want to take this, or do you want me?
Yeah, I can go first, I guess. Well, you know, Primal Alchemy was founded on sustainability from day one, almost 25 years ago. Next July, we'll have our 25th year anniversary.
Ah, congratulations!
And, yeah, and we've been winning awards for our work. We've been speaking nationwide about sustainable events and how wasteful our industry is. And Mia came on board a while back, and we were applying for another award in sustainability, a nationwide award. And we needed to do a submission. So Mia said, let's do a short doc on how to do a sustainable event. And that started the series. Basically, we did the first one. And as you know, Melanie, you've seen them. It basically walks you through an event and how and what we've done sustainably, and a lot of other information contained within. And so after we did that first one, we said, okay, let's do another one. And now we're on, I think, number 5.
Oh, wow.
We're editing right now. So,
Yes.
So it just kind of steamrolled from there.
All right, Mia, why did you choose a project?
Well, like she said, you know, the opportunity presented itself, and I said, you know, you guys do so much for the community and you do so much to promote sustainability. And, you know, I'm a filmmaker, so I'm always looking for opportunities to make films. And, you know, I just thought, you know, this is the perfect medium to kind of bring this to a bigger audience. You know, like, it's great that they're out in the community and that they're doing these award ceremonies and speaking to people, you know, who are involved in the event industry, because it is a large footprint. But I thought, you know, why don't we make these docs and see how far we can take them? Because I feel like if we can get a lot of people to see these, you know, we can get people to see how easy it is to be sustainable and you know, like what it entails and how easy it could be.
Well, and that's what struck me is that you know, if you live in Long Beach, you've heard of Primal Alchemy. And, you know, they're huge in the community. And that's what struck me about the film is because when you think about sustainability, you know, I think some people think it's this whole expensive rebranding or remaking some kind of industry. But you guys take simple but really important steps in maintaining that ethic. And it was great to see those examples.
One of the things that is part of my passion is, like you said, Melanie, get it on a grassroots level, because there's confusion about you know, global warming and climate change and carbon footprints and being able to buy carbon offsets, which I happen to not believe in, and therefore to be able to take baby steps and do things that are right in front of your face on the daily, to me, has more impact on what you can do and not what you can do and what's accessible, instead of making this big, ethereal, complicated thing that seems to be out of reach for people on the day-to-day, you know, carbon footprint offsets and things like that. So that's why we focused on that.
Give us an example of one way in which you're maintaining sustainability with your company or your events.
If I had to pick one, plastic. Yeah.
Eradicating it completely, or?
Well, I think that because there's so much of it, it's very low-hanging fruit. It's very easy to not use plastic if you're conscious of it and you know how to do it. The problem is today, we just don't even think about it. People just don't even think about it. Yeah. You know, we were interviewing for a contract for an entity that is supposedly green, marketing that they're green, all this kind of green, green, green. And the 3 interviewers sat in front of us with plastic water bottles in front of them. That's the level of unconsciousness we have in our society for plastic. And it's so easy to not use it if you know and are aware and start paying attention and looking at it. And it's not just for caterers and event planners. It's day to day. Everybody can. I mean, our water in Long Beach, especially, is great. We have high ratings. It tastes good.
Sure is.
There's absolutely no reason why every single person shouldn't have their own water bottle and just fill it from your sink. And you don't need to go to some of those big box stores and buy flats and flats and flats of plastic water bottles.
All you got to have is one person in your life who's so militant about it, and I do. And so I haven't bought a water bottle since probably 2000, the year 2000, because I have my Brita and my water bottles scattered all over the house. And the only pain that I experience is refilling them. You know what I mean? You go around the house and refill all the water bottles. But it really saves you money, number one, and it's good for the planet, number two. Mia, how did you and Dana become acquainted?
Yeah, I was going to piggyback on that comment and just say that they, one thing that I see that they do a lot is, they really push for reuse. Reuse of everything they use for the events, and literally everything.
Mason jars. I remember mason jars are heavily depended on.
And it really is.
For decoration, for drinking, for storage.
And that warms my heart. Yeah. I'm such a reuse specialist that I pick up carpets on the street and reuse them. I just picked one up the other day from a good part of town. So it was really, I'm not kidding. It was, I thought, wait a minute, this is a beautiful rug. And they just wanted to change the color of their house, of the room. So I got a great rug. Reusing is important.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
But to answer your question, I came on board with Primal Alchemy as their director of media and marketing. And so, I came on board and I'm like, look, this is your biggest sell, of your business.
Sure.
How ingrained you are into this passion for sustainability. And, it really needs to be highlighted in a visual form.
And I absolutely agree. It's a great subject matter. And one of those things that, unless you find out about it, like I know Primal Alchemy, I've been around Long Beach since 2006. But I didn't know their platform until I went to their website, which I encourage everyone to do. primalalchemy.com. Cooking what nature provides. Fantastic slogan. And then the films that you're creating, where can people see them?
Yeah, and again, to piggyback on that, I sought them out. I stalked them down because I had heard about them too, and I had heard about their passion in sustainability. And I actually approached them and was like, I want to work with you guys. But I already forgot your question. Say it again.
Me too.
Oh boy.
Does anybody here remember what the question was?
I have another question.
Go ahead,
So, Mia, as an artist, obviously you wanted to make a film that would motivate people. Have you seen any outward signs that people outside your little bubble are exploring this film and watching it and taking in what you're bringing to the table?
Well, we just finished the festival route and it did really well in festivals. We were really proud of it. So we were just able to do a little premiere screening at the Art Theater of Long Beach, and we were just really shocked at how well received it was.
Great.
We were so touched, and that people seem to be impassioned by this piece. So yeah, we're really excited about it. That's been the only place that we've shown it, other than to some clients. So like I said, we had to wait until festivals were done. So yeah, but we're really excited about the response so far. I think the next step is to pitch to networks and see if we can showcase it.
Oh, cool.
before we go posting it online. So
Well, I would imagine that KCET or the local PBS station might welcome some programming, given the current climate.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and the subject
We'll
matter is
look into that.
perfect. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So the question I forgot was, where can people see it if they haven't seen it already? Is it available anywhere, like on YouTube or any place we can see it streamed?
So we're not yet. We're keeping it under wraps just to see, the next step, because obviously if it's going to be showcased anywhere, they might want, first
Got it.
showing.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
I don't know. I'm still exploring how that works. That's the next step for me.
Well, if we can help you in any way, let us know.
Yeah.
We know some heavy hitters in Hollywood.
Do we?
I do. Danny does. Yeah. You never know. You never know. But I'm telling you something. It's one of the things that you wouldn't expect from a catering company, people that handle food. A wonderful way to market yourself. I think that's a great idea.
Right.
And it's born out of a passion for making things green or greener. So I appreciate both of you for
And
doing
delicious.
that. I can tell you, if you haven't sampled their food, I recommend it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I recommend it. It's awesome.
So, yeah. So, Danny, I have something to add also.
Surely.
Which takes us back a little further. We founded our company on sustainability, farm to table, and it's been 25 years we've been doing this, mostly as the Lone Rangers in that, especially in our industry, and we attend a nationwide conference that we finally talked them into letting us do a speaker session on sustainability and events, probably 5 years ago or so. Or 4 or 5 years we've been speaking every year at this event. And so for free, basically, we are trying to take this nationwide to caterers and event planners and everybody in the industry that attends this event to try to educate them on how they can do this. And so after the first 2 or 3 years we spoke, they finally added an award. It's, every industry has their Oscars, if you will. Mm-hmm. They finally added an award on sustainability for the first time in 2004.
Nice.
And us driving this is why they added that. So we won it the first year, and we won it again this year. So it's like we are the leaders in this, but also we're really trying to take it nationwide because, high tides raise all ships.
That's awesome.
We don't care if our competitors in this, we don't care who's learning it, as long as people are learning it and learning it. That is the most important. So.
Say your last sentence again. It cut off.
Oh, so I was saying we don't care who implements this as long as people do,
right?
And they start practicing these principles, because let's face it, Primal Alchemy doing this is not going to change the world, but if we take it to if we can get 200, 500 other catering companies and event planners to do this, and one of the main things that we've promoted is entities that hire caterers, they can put in their RFPs, their request for proposals, green requests.
Wow.
They can put in their RFPs. You must have a plan for how you're going to handle my event, or I'm not going to hire you. So that's been also a big change. So it's not just caterers, it's people who hire caterers and getting to them and making sure they understand that they have the power to put in their RFPs exactly what sustainability means to them and how they can demand it.
Nice.
We're running out of time, so we're going to thank you right now. But I'll tell you one thing. We do have our interns are starting up this week. I think a feature article written for the Long Beach Post about what's going on over there at Primal Alchemy might be a good thing.
Yeah.
That might be a great thing. And then we'll forward it to the national talk shows, and you're on your way.
Boom.
You really do. I mean, this is the kind of subject that, as I was a producer in late night, this is the kind of stuff we loved to talk about. So it'd be great to get you guys on some television programs.
And you guys...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you've always been supportive of us, Danny, and we appreciate it.
You too, and vice versa.
Yes,
I got to tell you, I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for you. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us, Mia and Dana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
you guys.
And I'll tell you what, I want to plan a reuse show about nothing but reuse, and have you and Chef Paul come and be our guests in studio.
We would love to do
I
that.
would love
Anytime we can educate, we're happy to.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Right on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, take care. We could have talked for half an hour. about all that stuff. I'm excited. And the fact that it's coming through someone like Chef Paul and Dana with that wonderful company. And their food is fantastic. They were part of our event last May. They brought some of the hors d'oeuvres. It was awesome. I love it.
You know, it's funny. I saw the movie, and it's about obviously, getting what's in season and this and that. And it shows Chef Paul at the farmer's market picking everything out. And then the next day, I ran into him at the farmer's market. I was like, oh yeah, it's true.
See it there, comes out here.
Right.
That's awesome. That's great. It's the Mornings on the Beach. We got a little music coming up for you.
Yeah, Ringo Starr just re-released and remastered a lot of his greatest hits. Plus, he announced that he's taking the All-Stars out on tour again in 2026.
Great.
At I think he's like 83 now, still doing it. And if you've never seen a Ringo show, you got to go see it. It's just great. So this is my favorite Ringo song of all time, "Photograph." All right, that's Ringo Starr and "Photograph."
Yeah.
That's great. It's a remade version of that, huh?
No, it's remastered.
He's following the, Taylor Swift version?
Well,
re-record all your stuff?
It's the original version. He just remastered it.
Oh, that's great. It's Mornings on the Beach for your Saturday, Sunday morning. Danny Lemos over here.
Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray.
And from one of our board of directors members, David Alpern, he clued me on to another way you can give back to the community, and it's something he's participated in from year to year, and it's the Performance Plus Tire Food Drive and Car Show.
Ooh.
And organizing it and being part of it is Joyce Feldman with Performance Plus Tire, and we've invited her to give us some more information about it. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit of the history of this food drive and car show.
So this is our 28th year. We've been doing it every year for 28 years, and yes, rain or shine. We know we've got rain on our forecast. But
That's right.
Dealt with that before, so we'll deal with it again. We started off very, very small 28 years ago as a kind of a little tiny Boy Scout project for one of our kids, and it quickly morphed into a business, and it grew. And now we pack 1,000 boxes of non-perishable food, and we give those out to 500 families. So each family gets 2 boxes because one wasn't enough. And then we have a lot of other foods that we give to some of our food banks in the area too. So it comes out to more than 500 families that we actually feed. But yeah, we've been doing it a long time.
And it started, as you said, with one of your sons being involved in Scouts?
Right, exactly. Just looking for a project for they were little Cub Scouts, I think like first grade, second, whatever grade they were little. And we had a school, Performance Plus Tire had a school that we'd adopted. And so we were like, let's help this school because it was pretty needy. So each teacher chose a family to give food to. And I think we put together maybe 20 baskets of food that first year. And then it's just morphed into this huge project. So we get organizations. We got people that have come almost every year. The Model T Club was early on involved with our food drive, helping us deliver when we used to deliver. The Sultan's Car Club have been an ongoing supporter, bringing their cars and helping us. The Jazz Angels have been with us for, probably 10 years playing music during our event. So not only are you working to help pack boxes of food, but you're listening to some awesome jazz from our youth in Long Beach.
This is a family-friendly event that's open to everybody, correct?
Absolutely. We've got the Rockview Farm dairy truck that comes every year and brings milk and juice, and Krispy Kreme donates donuts. So we have donuts and coffee, and the kids are very much able to help with the project, plus look at the cars.
Oh, that's great.
We don't give out any food that day. That's not a food giveaway day. We give all the food to local organizations. We have about 10 organizations that are all nonprofit official, from the United Cambodian Community to ChildNet to Long Beach Head Start to Long Beach City College gets some, the Conservation Corps, Christian Outreach, Meals on Wheels, Prevailing in Christ Ministries. We have a lot of organizations that we've given to over the years, and so we kind of give maybe 50 to this one and 100 to that one, and sets. Those are sets. So
everybody knows that's a big need right now, especially for all the food banks in the local area. That's for sure. So you also have a big giveaway plan. Give us some of the things that you're giving away.
Right. We have, we've been selling opportunity tickets for quite a few months. We've got a barrel filled with tickets. So people send us checks. And so it's an opportunity drawing, and the grand prize is about $2,500 worth of, worth of some swag plus some Disney gift cards. So you can treat your family to a night at one of the hotels or pay for your tickets or whatever you want to do with the Disney gift cards. You can go. So it's a Disney giveaway this year. We kind of change out our opportunity giveaway each year. Additionally, if you happen to be at the event live, we'll have some smaller prizes as kind of secondary prizes, but those are only available the day of. You have to be present for those. But the person that wins the big prize does not need to be present. So you can stop by our store and buy tickets in advance if you want.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, or just
it's a great list. Where can people see the information if they got excited by our interview with you? Where can they find more information?
PerformancePlusTire.com. Mm-hmm. We certainly have signage in our store at 3910 Cherry in Long Beach, which is where our event is at on Sunday from 8 to 11.
Once again, the location for it?
3910 Cherry Avenue, Long Beach, California, 90807. We are north of the 405.
Right there. Fantastic. Well, Joyce, good luck. Rain or shine, I'll be out there for the donuts.
Great. Yeah, exactly. That's my one, I treat myself to a donut every year.
Really, thank you so much for coming on and giving us more information about it. And thank you, David Alpern, for hooking us up with that. That's fantastic. I love to make sure that people know what's going on in all areas of our community.
Thank you.
It's great. So, this sort of became a show where we're doing nothing but giving back to the community in some ways.
Which is great.
It's wonderful.
But I do want to get to the story that we pitched at the very top, which is about the woman raving with dogs. And the story I found was creative woman turns nighttime potty breaks for senior dogs into rave parties. And Lisa of All the Foster's Pups, a creative woman living in San Francisco Bay, working with the senior dog rescue there, has turned nighttime potty breaks into outdoor raves party. What she does is put glow collars of specific colors around each dog's necks. She lines them up and then sends them outside to do their business and romp around for a little bit. She said, unfortunately, the rave only lasts for 10 minutes before these elder pups wear out, and we know about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
is
a great
electronic
idea.
Music? I want to know if there's music and ecstasy.
I'm
That's
telling
what
you,
I want to know.
When I heard about this, this is a great way to ramp this up and get more people involved in it. I think that's all the time we've got for today. Do we want to mention anything about LA radio sessions coming up on Sunday?
Just that we got we've done 50 shows here at KLBP. This is the 51st, so I'm replaying so that new listeners know what the show's about. It talks about our history and our mission on the show, and it'll give people an idea what the show's about if they're a newcomer to the show.
Well, that's fantastic.
Right on. There's always Long Beach Soul Collective live at Secret Island. If you're into that kind of thing.
And if you're listening to this on Sunday, we've got our KLBP Producers Workshop starting at 10 a.m. over at the old Sears building, the sports basement in Los Altos area of Long Beach. We'd love to see you. It's open to the public if you'd like to come out there. We got to say goodbye for another week. So, doing so, I'm Danny Lemos.
I'm Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray.
And
here are the Trues and a song called The Breakdown.